So this is not a safe blind buy, but it's still excellent. All right, I got it. I'm nervous because it's called Eteranl Oud from Lattafa, and typically I don't always like ouds. Like there's like 3 oud fragrances I have, and 2 of them are kind of like meh. I get a little nervous about them. So let's go ahead and talk about the notes before I rip open this nasty cellophane. It opens up with plum, grapefruit. Both seem nice. Middle notes of heliotrope and orchid, so powdery and clean. Base notes of benzoin, amber, vanilla, labdanum, tonka bean, and agarwood or oud. So let's see how this goes. As always, the way we do it on this channel is we spray on paper, then we spray on skin. Cellophane nasty. I give you the basic rundown on both of those elements and kind of say what the difference is, if there are any major differences. And then I blip out of existence for a second for you guys, but for me it's a few days of wear to get to know the fragrance a little better. And then I kind of go from there and give you the full review. So let's go ahead and get the unboxing done. I know this thing has like an epic presentation, so I already know that ahead of time. If you've seen this online at all, I don't want to tear the box open, but it's got these stupid little, I can't even open the box today. It's early. Come on, there we go. I don't want to rip the box. I've ripped so many boxes like this. All right, okay, it's gonna slide out. All right, cool. All right, Eteranl Oud, box in a box in a box. All right, this was produced, this actually produced this year, interesting. Okay, so this is a April 2025 production, even though this fragrance came out in 2022. So they think this fragrance is good enough to keep things going. Let's go ahead and do the super awesome unboxing. Oh, there's stuff inside of it. Okay, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that bottle. I mean, that's an epic bottle. Now I got all these. It's all got a bunch of new ones in here. All various Lattafa Pride bottles and stuff. Got some other stuff in there too. Interesting. I'll look at that later. Okay, let's go ahead and pop the fragrance itself out. There it is. There's the bottle. It's got like a cool tree on it. I assume that that's meant to be like the tree that the oud comes from. So like there's a whole process where it has to get infected with something like some kind of fungus, and the fungus turns into something useful, which is the oud smell that they extract, etc., etc. But yeah, very cool bottle. So if nothing else, it'll look nice on the shelf. But apparently this thing has a lot of popularity and a lot of heat behind it, so I'm not gonna judge until I actually smell the thing. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna do a couple, I'm gonna call them trash can sprays. That way I get anything. Let's go ahead and get it out of there. All right, so the trash cans are gonna smell really good. Close that up. All right, so we get the real sprays in here. I'll zoom in just so it's not, so you can see the atomizer atomizing. All right, let's see how this goes. And, okay, good atomizer. Nothing to write home about, but it's a good one. Okay, let's go ahead and see what it smells like. It's a lot more bitter than I thought it'd be. Not bad. But it's like a, to the extent that there's citrus in it, it's definitely, I'm gonna spray it a couple more times, make sure I'm not nose blind to something here. Okay. It's definitely more on the bitter side on paper. Like it's not a super sweet opening. And usually with plum notes being on the top, most of my fragrances that have plum in them are very, very sweet. At least on paper, this does not come off super sweet. I'm getting a little bit of those powdery florals in the middle already. I'm not getting any vanilla or any of the resins in the base notes that are described. And I'm not getting any oud. So that's not really happening right off the top. All right. I can't really describe much else than that, other than it's just like a bitter, rindy kind of grapefruit smell. It's a little bit, makes it kind of fresh and zesty, but it's not sweet, at least not on paper. So let's do one. I'm gonna do one on skin because this might be a little strong. All right, let that flash for a second. I'll give you my impressions on skin, and then we can kind of go from there. Okay, let it flash for a second. Okay, it's more sweet on skin. Definitely better on skin. On paper, it comes off very bitter. On skin, it's a little sweeter. You get more of the plum notes, but it's not a blast of sweet plum, so it's a lot more understated than I was expecting. Usually when you see plum in the opening, it's going to be a blast of like really sweet, sometimes cloying kind of plum. But I'm not getting that here. It's mostly just a kind of sweet, rindy grapefruit. So sweet plum mixed with like a rindy kind of grapefruit kind of notion. And the orchid and heliotrope are in there too. They're coming out. It makes it a little more powdery floral kind of thing going on. Yeah, it's definitely pleasant. I like it. Nothing wrong with it. I'd say it's definitely just based on the opening more on the mature side. This is not like a kid's fragrance. This is not like, if you're 20 something, you probably don't want to smell like this. Just because it's a little mature. So far, it seems very office safe based on what I'm smelling. Not overly masculine. I would say this is probably pretty unisex just based on the opening. But we'll see. I'll blip out of existence, and then you'll see me in just a second, and I can talk more about the experience of the fragrance as a whole, dry down, note breakdown, projection, longevity, all that fun stuff. And I'll be right back. So this is not a safe blind buy, but it's still excellent. So let me go ahead and explain that fully, because that's kind of a rough thing to tell somebody who's probably watching this video wanting to know if they should get this. Obviously, you already saw the opening, all the various notes and dry down stuff and listed out things. But as far as how this performs, let's do that. That's the easy part. Performance, great projection, projects hard. In particular, that plum note sticks around for quite a while, and the amber notes project out pretty well also. Now, this is not like a beast mode, fill the whole room up kind of fragrance, except for maybe that plum opening. Once you get down to the dry down with the amber and the various other resinous kind of notes, it does kind of like, I'd say a little bit past arm's length. If you walk by somebody, they'll smell you, but if you're on the other side of the office, like in a cubicle setting, they won't. So that's kind of how I'd phrase it. Longevity, it goes all day. I mean, you're gonna smell it on your skin. If you put it on at 8 a.m. and you get home at 6, you can still smell it on the skin. The projection is between 4 to 6 hours, depending on how much you overspray, whether you put it on clothing or your hair, wherever you might need to put it. Now let's talk about the thing that makes this a little bit less, I'll say, blind buy safe. The way the sugar and the sweetness, I shouldn't say sugar, the way the ambery kind of dry down happens is it's more mature. I would say this is a very safe fragrance for someone who is over the age of 30 in an office setting. And in particular, one thing about men's fragrances is we get like 1 of 3 options. We get to smell like lemonade, we get to smell like edible food, or we get to smell like soap. This is a good bridging of the gap to have a sweet smell that isn't necessarily confectionery or food, or kind of like food related. The amber is its own unique, very almost like, imagine like a dark smoky honey. That's what you kind of get from it, but it's not like an appetizing smell. It's not like, oh, you smell like food or you smell like sugar. It's more like, oh, you smell like, literally, it makes perfect sense because it's amber. It smells like, imagine you were in like a wood shop and like the smell of like pine tar. If you've ever smelled like pine sap, it's that kind of resinous smell to it. It's kind of smoky, but it's not sweet in a confectionery way. That's what you end up with. And that is not everybody's cup of tea. That's not like a mass appealing kind of fragrance that you would put out there. That is one that's kind of like, hey, it's going to be very sweet. It's going to be different than most other men's standard fragrance notes. Again, you get to smell like lemonade, you get to smell like herbs, or you get to smell like or soap. There's very limited opportunity there for men, but this is kind of that other option. You get to smell sweet, but not edible. You get to smell kind of like wood, but not crisp. It's still kind of syrupy, kind of smelling. So again, I think like pine sap, if you ever have chopped fresh pine wood or cut through pine wood, you know what that is. That's what this kind of does. It's not necessarily a fragrance everybody wants to have on them all the time, but it's one that is very pleasant overall, especially in like a more mature kind of setting. If you're older, I'd say again, 30 plus is probably safe. If you handed this to a 22-year-old, they'd be like, why'd you give me this? Because it's just not going to be appealing in that kind of setting at that age. But other than that, it's a great fragrance. It does a very good job. As far as the notes go, the oud, I barely even notice it, if I notice it at all. The primary push that this fragrance has is amber. It is that resinous, beautiful, smooth as all get out, sweet, woody sap kind of smell, and it's very pleasant overall. So other than that, I don't have much else to say about it, other than saying it's a good fragrance, not blind buy safe, but still very good. If you like what I described about it, you're probably good to pick it up. Anyways, have a great day, guys.